Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial all about iMovie. We're going to learn a few tricks and tips how to use iMovie to create our green screen recording. And in this case, we're going to use a background that we've created already in Keynote. So if you haven't completed that background video or recorded your green screen video, I highly recommend you get those done first before you watch this tutorial. Don't forget to use the iMovie on the MacBook desktops. If you are using the iPad version, it might look slightly different, but you will have very similar features. Okay, so without further ado, this is the home page once you launch iMovie on your desktop. We're going to start by creating a new project here. You get two options. We're going to start with the movie option. We're going to create a full movie on this particular tutorial. And the first screen that you see here, if you're not familiar with this screen, we've got our media for our project at the top. Here are the folder structures for my movie. That's the first one we can see. We've then got a list of the possible clips that we can use. At the moment there's nothing there. We're going to import those in a few seconds. We've got options for audio, titles, background and transitions right here at the top. On the right hand side of the screen, you've got your preview window. You've also got the additional formatting options and settings that you can change on each clip. Again, we'll come back to learn about those later. And at the bottom here, you've got your actual timeline with the timer just above it. And on the right hand side, you've got a little zoom icon, which allows you to slide across and zoom into your clips as you see them in timeline. So let's start by importing our media. Let's click on this button in the middle here. And by the way, you can also do this from this smaller version of the same button at the top. So we'll click on the button to find our clips. Make sure they're all saved in a neat folder somewhere that you can locate easily. I've got mine saved in a subfolder. So I'm going to take my green screen movie here. I'm just going to take one example for this tutorial. So select your video and then click Import Selected at the bottom right. And you should see that movie appear there. If you've forgotten to import something, you can always go back and import again, clicking on that button at the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we import two here. We want our background presentation, which I created in Keynote as mentioned earlier. So I'm going to import that as well. Okay, notice it is an MP4 file. So don't import the Keynote presentation. Okay, you will not be able to do that in iMovie. So a few simple things really. Let's talk about adding clips. Once you've got your imported video here, they're not part of your actual final video. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag that down and put that into our timeline at the bottom. Now it's part of my video. Notice there is a bit at the beginning of the video that I don't really want. So here's a quick tip on how to trim videos. Select the playhead, which is that white line that goes across the video. Select the playhead and put it in a position where you want to trim. And then select the video clip that you want to trim. So this is the one I want to trim. And then right click or double tap with your touchpad and then split clip. That will create two clips out of this one. And then you can either delete this first one by right clicking and delete, or you can crop it, or you can keep it and change the order of it. Okay, so that's just a very quick video on how to trim a video clip. Secondly, adding a green screen effect. Now, I've added my video here in the wrong order, so I'm just going to remove that here. We're going to add our animation into the background, so that has to go in first at the bottom. And then we're going to add the green screen video on top of that animation. I'm just going to place it right on top there. Now, don't worry about the length right now. Just for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to work on adding more green screen videos in over the top later. But in this case, we've got our green screen and it's right above this animation, which is the Keynote that I created earlier. So in order to make that green screen effect come true or come to life, we're going to click on the video that's got the green screen on there. We're going to select that video, make sure the yellow bar appears over the top of it. And then we're going to go to the screen options here at the top left. Okay, so these are the overlay settings. And then we've got quite a few options for overlay. Now, you can experiment with these if you want to, but there are other options that you might want to play around with. For example, having a split screen view or a picture-in-picture. But in this case, we can see the obvious option is a green or blue screen. So we're going to click on that option there. and you'll notice that the green background disappears. Now, if you look closely, it doesn't completely disappear. There are some elements of it still remaining there in the video, and that's to do with the softness of the green screen. So as you move this slider across, you'll see that you can adjust how much of the green screen is taken off and how intense it is. Now be careful, because you might end up removing too much, and it might make you look like a bit of a ghostly figure. As you can see from my image there, you can see some of my arm disappearing. Okay, so you just want to keep a nice balance there. The second thing you can do is reduce the window size of that green screen by looking at the 4 corner nodes and moving them into a better position. So we might move that closer here. Just take into consideration there might be some movement, so anything you crop off here will crop off the entirety of that video. So we're just going to move that into a nice position where we're not losing too much. It's keeping a nice safe boundary around my body there. Okay, once we're done, we can just click on the tick icon, and that's created a nice green screen effect over the top of my animation, and it's reduced the amount of the green screen, so it's not interfering with the background. Okay, and the last option we're going to look at here is when we finish doing our editing and we're ready to export it, how do we do that? So we click on File at the top, and we click on Share, and we select the File option. Now, just to be sure here, we want to make sure we export the whole video. So I'm just going to click my playhead at the right at the beginning there, so it's not on one specific clip. Otherwise, you might just end up exporting one specific clip. So we're going to go back to File, Share, and then click on File again, okay, with the 3 dots this time. And you'll see this option. Change the name of the movie. Give a little description if you'd like to. And then we're going to choose a resolution. 720 is quite a good quality. You can choose the quality on the 720 resolution as well, so you can improve it or reduce it depending on the size. You'll get a brief description of the size, estimated size on the bottom left, and how long your video will last. Once you're happy, click on Next, and then you get to choose where exactly you want to export your video. And that's it. Then you've created a final video which you can watch and share with your class teacher. Thank you very much for watching our tutorial. I hope that was useful. Don't forget to have a look at the Keynote tutorial again if you need any more assistance on how to make the Keynote animation. Thank you.